The Weinor installation videos are to be used exclusively to support qualified and trained skilled workers. The full quality of Weinor products can only be guaranteed by those professionals. Under no circumstances should anyone untrained attempt to fit Weinor products using installation videos.
Welcome to the Weinor video assembly instructions for the Pergotex 2. The accessories carton contains the following accessories: the post plate according to the number of posts, the guttering cover caps, one left cap, one right cap with contour adhesive seal, the cover plates, wall gap sealant profiles, in addition the cover plate, wall gap sealing profile with cable outlet, the cover cap wall cap sealing profile, a pipe bend cover, connection post guttering outside to connect the two parts, the end cap cover drive and bearing side. Only the bearing side is shown here. Cover caps for the transoms, bracings for the safety shields, bracing for the safety shield, angle brackets 40x20x2 with adhesive strip for covering are included in the delivery. Depending on the size of the roof, potentially a support profile for the roof, miscellaneous sets of screws and brief instructions for assembly. The hexagon cap nuts are delivered pre-assembled and not loose as seen here. Of course, detailed instructions for assembly are also included in the delivery. We need the following tools for the installation: a folding rule, a long tape measure, an Allen key set, a long 6mm Allen key, a socket wrench set, a 15 and 40 torque key, Phillips screwdriver, silicone spray, a digital hose level. You can use a rotation laser as an alternative to the digital hose. Please refer to the instructions for assembly for any required tools and notes of the installation material, adhesives and sealing compound. First we look for the highest point of the patio. In this case we do this with a digital hose level. Here we have the highest point of the patio. This point will nullify save it and transfer it to the wall at the height of 1 meter. This is our rule mark. Now we nullify this mark rule and save it. In this case, the bottom edge of the wall gap sealing profile of 2.8 meters. We transfer this to the wall with the aid of the hose level. In this case, it will be 1.8 meters upwards of the rule mark. We now mark the bottom edge of the wall gap sealing profile. In this case, 2.8 meters. On our device, this must be 1.8 meters plus the 1 meter from the rule mark. We now have the bottom edge of the wall gap sealant profile here. Alternatively, you can do this with a folding rule or a tape measure. After we have drilled the wall gap sealant profile at the marked height, we screw it tightly into place. Next we mark the point of the post where it will cut off. We have determined that the height with the digital hose level. The length of the post is 2.12 meters in this case. We have now sawn the posts and will mount the patio posts with M8x40 self-tapping screws using a 40 torque screwdriver. The screws are self-cutting. Please lubricate the screws slightly first. We will now install the drainage outlet. First pull off the guard from the bottom of the contour adhesive seal. Stick the drainage outlet into place and bolt with an enclosed screw M5 x 20mm. Finally, we screw the post guttering connections into place with the enclosed M80 x 40mm countersunk hex head screws. We have turned the guttering to facilitate the installation, and we now screw everything into place. Next, we bolt the post plates with the guttering with the M8 x 16 screws. We mount the post to the guttering, carry out the same procedure on the other side. Now we'll install the guttering cover plates on the side channel with the screw M5 x 8mm. Carry out the same procedure with the outer side channel. Then push the side channel sidewards into the wall gap sealing channel and secure with the M5 screws. The outer edge of the socket head cap screw M10 x 30 must be flush with the outer edge of the wall gap sealing profile. And now we will fix everything with the M5 screws. Now we will suspend the side channel in the guttering and fix the side channel with the M8 socket head cap screws included in the delivery. Once on the left, once on the right, once from the inside and once from the outside. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. Next, we mount the guttering for the safety shield and bolt this with the screw M8 x 20. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. The carriage is now moved left and right completely to the arrestor. Then we insert the octagonal shaft into the side channel until it's flush with the back. Now we will install the drive with the cover end cap drive side and bolt with the enclosed torque screws. On the opposite side, we bolt the cover end cap bearing side. We now press the octagonal shaft apart until it fits closely on the covers of the end caps. Finally, we bolt the octagonal shaft. We then check the diagonal and correct it if necessary. Screw the retention profile for the safety shield into the wall gap sealing profile. It must be ensured that the wall gap sealing profile and safety shield retention profiles are in alignment. If a support profile is available, first bolt it at the back, screw it in, and then bolt it at the front. Now comes the installation of the wall gap sealing profile top section. To do this, we first remove the protection film adhesive strip and then seal the wall gap sealing profile top section with the wall to be permanently elastic, as described in the brief instructions for assembly. It can be installed and sealed at the end of the assembly. We have now inserted the safety shield profile here forwards into the groove, and we will bolt it with the safety shield bracing. Using these safety shield bracings, we draw the two safety shield profiles to fit into each other and fix into place. Finally, we bolt the safety shield with the side channels. We carry out the same procedure for the bolting the remaining screws connection. We now insert the protection leaf grill of the safety shield guttering and bolt with two 3.9 x 13 screws. Finally, the 40 x 20 by 2 angle bracket is adhered here at the top forwards into the safety shield guttering, and the short 40 by 20 by 2 angle profile is adhered sidewards. The Pergotex fabric is delivered as a roll. We use an installation lift to facilitate the installation. We install the fabric package from the top to the bottom. but you can do it as described in the instructions for assembly. Installing from the gutter into the wall, we will now bolt the fabric package to the carriage. Do not tighten the hexagonal cap nuts completely, only slightly. The colleague does the same thing on the other side. We continue bolting piece by piece until all transoms are bolted. We now attach the cover caps for the transoms. Ensure that the indentations are seated on the screws. We extend the awning to align the fabric. Finally, we bolt the hexagonal cup nuts. Now we will set the end position of the drive. With this awning, the end position is the top position. We retract the awning to approximate 3 centimeters before the end position. This can be seen here, and we would regulate the end position here. To do this, we press the reset button once until the drive clicks and extend the awning completely. The awning switches off at the bottom via the torque. Next we will deal with the downspout. The pipe bend and the pipe bend cover are fit into each other. The water drain outlet can be determined individually on site. In this case, we have already prepared it. We have trimmed the bottom piece of the clamp profile. This is clamped into position. We now mount the pipe bend and bring it into the correct position. These are the clamps, and we clip these into the post. The downspout must be individually adapted. The top profile is now mounted. Carry out the same procedure if there is also a downspout on the other side. Otherwise, just clip on the top profile. Next, we mount the guttering cover cap. To do this, we remove the protective film from the contour adhesive seal. It is bolted with these M5 screws. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. Finally, we mount the wall cap sealing profile GE cover plate. The cover plate can be mounted either before or after the installation of fabric package. Now we mount the wall gap sealant profile cover cap. This is bolted from above with an M5 and an M.3 washer. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. First, we connect the connectors of the LED lighting to the remote receivers, then the motor cables to the remote receivers. After we have connected the cabling, we tilt up the transformer's receiver stave into the wall cap sealing profile. Finally, we insert the beaded profile into the wall gap sealant profile. The Pergotex 2 is still extended. We check the diagonal once again. If the diagonal is correct, we align the posts using the spirit level and mount. Finally, we put on the cover caps. Now we insert the guttering protection leaf grille. If your Pergotex 2 is equipped with BiConnect, this will be programmed. If you still have questions concerning the BiConnect, I would like to refer you to the BiConnect video. Thank you for your interest. I wish you a successful installation. If you still have any questions, please contact our service hotline. Welcome to the installation instructions video for Weinor Sutessa 2, your aid for the simple and professional installation of the Sutessa 2. If the Sutessa 2 is ordered at the same time as a Weinor Teresa, it will be prepared on request. In this case, the installation position must be determined and drilled. Find out in this video what it is you need to pay particular attention to. We have already unpacked the awning. You will find detailed instructions for assembly in the box of this awning. There is a quick installation guide in addition to the instructions for assembly. And here the contents of the accessory box: side channels, brackets, cassette brackets, cover for the side channel brackets and cassette brackets, fixing sliders for the side channels and cassette, fixing sliders for the side channel brackets and cassette brackets, 2 foam blocks, 1 10mm open-ended spanner, a breakout cable for drive adjustment, 2 lock bolts, miscellaneous attachment screws, attachment of fabric guide profile for opti-stretch constructions, and 3 different drill templates. For installation, a rechargeable screwdriver with miscellaneous drills, a 3mm Allen key, a 10mm open-ended spanner, a 4mm Allen key, a Phillips screwdriver, a soft face hammer, a stop bracket, and a long tape measure to measure the diagonal line. We have 3 different drill templates. Please fold the drill templates at the specific marking. Caution: these arrests may not be folded. Next, we need the distance between centre lines and then the diagonal line to see if the existing roof is all rectangular construction. To do this, I need a second worker.
Okay.
Next, I take the folder drill template and mark the mounting holes.
Die Befestigungslöcher an.
Please use the matching drill, either a 5.5 drill for the tapping screws or a 3.8mm drill for the self-tapping screws. Repeat this procedure with the second drill template for the side channel bracket. This is also folded without the arrests being folded. With this template, mark the side channel bracket and drill the required holes irregular. I will now bolt the head plate bracket. Ensure that this is bolted the right way round. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. Carry out the same procedure with the side channel brackets. Ensure that this is bolted the right way round. With the side channel brackets and the box profile bracket, we have a play from left to right at approximately 1 centimetre forwards. Before we attach the cassette, we will check the spacings of the cassette bracket once again. This amounts to cassette dimensions minus 6mm actual outer edge of bracket and outer edge of bracket. We have now prepared just about everything. We will now carry the awning inside and hang it up. we have a mounting aid to facilitate the work. The cassette is pushed into the brackets forwards from the rear. We take these foam blocks to secure. I will now bolt the bracket to the awning. Now bolt with a spanner included in the delivery. Ascend the protection profile approximately 20 centimeters so that the cover of the profile can be loosened. Put out the front deflection pulleys far enough to be able to put in the side channel, the provisions of the side channel. Please insert and fix fixing sliders in the side channel. And we will now insert the front deflection pulley. Pay attention to the rope guide. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. On this patio roof, I will show you the version with OptiStretch. I will pull out a piece of fabric guide profile and thread it into the fabric.
Und fädel es in das Tuch ein. Jetzt führe ich das Tuchführungsprofil in das Ausfallprofil. Achten Sie bitte auf die korrekte Seilführung. So.
In this version, the fabric is zipped into the fabric guide. I have no light gap here. I finally fit the locking clip for the fabric guide profile. The clip prevents the fabric guide profile from slipping too far downwards. Otherwise, the installation of the Sutessa 2 OptiStretch construction is the same as the Sutessa 2 stretch construction. We will now open the cover of the protection profile to tension the construction. Caution, the instruction is pre-tensioned with the green transport belt. I release the 4mm socket head screw and pull out both sides until it is taut.
Und ziehe beide Seiten stramm.
And mount the two ropes with a rope clamp. I stretch here until the green pre-tension ligament starts to sag. The green pre-tension ligament can now be cut through and removed. I will now tie a safety knot left and right to the rope clamp. I will now tidily fold up the rope and fix the cable ties.
Mit. 'Mit. 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 'Mit.
My colleague will relieve the construction by pulling the rope to the outside. And I will now fit this lock bolt. I will now loosen the screw from the bottom profile. Carry out the same procedure on the other side. I will now check the rope has wound itself round the rope drum. I will then ascend the awning if necessary. I will correct the rope winding. I do the same thing again on the other side. If the rope guide is operating properly, we can close the box again and remove the lock bolt. Now relieve the construction and remove the lock bolts. The constructions can now be bolted from the front. We also do the same on the other side. We now check the parallelism of the guide rails and the diagonal lines of the entire construction. We then mount the cover of the protection profile and bolt this. Next, I fit the cover of the retaining bracket until it engages. I do the same with all 4 brackets. Now let's mount the crowd cam. And bolt it to the socket head screw. We have an auto install drive here. Carry out the following procedure to regulate the end position. Ascend the awning. Press the stop bar at the desired point and retract the awning in one go. The awning switches off at the top via the torque and the drive is installed. The end position now has been set.